Hey everybody, and this is the 8th Sphoxie dev video thingy blog that I've been doing. This is probably the second to last one because I'm getting very close to finishing the game. Um, the rest of the stuff that's left to do is pretty tedious, like Steamworks and tweaking and all the loose ends and tying up stuff. So what I'm going to show you today, I've been kind of reworked the bad guys a bit, and I've also added sound as you probably can hear now. I need to figure out how to control the falling sound with the logic. It kind of fires more than it should. So anyway, he has his sounds, bumping and collect. It's not mixed at all, so everything is kind of at full blast, and I need to kind of work it out. So I played around with the bad guys a bit. They look and they talk. The sounds are not final. Everything has to be mixed, and they all have their own little characteristics. And now they kind of so they're fun to play with. And yeah, you can hit them now. So I put that in, so if you hit them hard enough, you can actually blast them. Not hard enough. Alright, let's look at some of the levels that I want to show. There's some of the later levels. This one is kind of like one where you can go really fast and you have to stay. Try and not fall. Yeah, have to add the music later on. And yeah, so the level is just one long track, and you gotta go as fast as you can without falling. I had to add extra time because normally I give 7 minutes, which is 420 seconds. But that's just not enough for these levels because they're so long. Like, you could do it in 7 minutes, but that would have to be like a perfect run. If you fell off, that means you'd have to redo it. So I gave extra time so that it's possible without having to do a perfect run. And I really like the aesthetic. Oh, damn it, I missed it. Still missing it. No, I'm falling. Don't fall. Oh gosh, so I have to redo it. Oh no, I got it. I have to replace the triggers because I resized the objects. And so sometimes they might be a little bit too high up to see. So all the stuff, if you trigger them, they will follow you eventually and eventually catch up to you. I need to make them a bit faster though. And I'm going to show another level. So, wait, yeah. Maybe this one. So this one's a simpler level, but I wanted to play around with a level that's constantly moving around and how you have to maneuver through that, and then I think with the bad guys it'll be a lot more interesting. So if you got like a good flow, you can actually go pretty quickly through it. But if you have like bad timing, you'll get stuck a lot. And then a more fun level. This one is pretty crazy. It's very Inception-y, where you are climbing all over the walls. Oh, my GPU is getting too hot. When it gets hot, it gets really laggy because it starts throttling. It goes at half speed. So you're in a box with holes. You can actually fall through those. So don't. And you can actually use them, the edges, to jump over. I realized that after, and it could have been an interesting mechanic, but too late and oops, not too hard, you can climb the walls. Like so in these levels, this level, too fast. You can get some pretty interesting perspectives. So like I'm pretty much on top of the level. And then yeah, so with the bad guys and then like actually trying to get all the 7, oh no, I fell right through. The 4 red cubes. Yeah, this is a problem I need to figure out because since it's constantly moving, there are times you can respawn and fall right back through. And I like the lighting, how the shadowing, the shadows and the light move constantly. Oops, I was lucky. And the second to last level is another fun one. This one is hard because I haven't fully figured it out because of the spherical gravity and the way that I set up the inputs. The inputs are really a 2D input, and so that means when I reach the equator, he's trying to slam right into the equator, like it doesn't go up. And also the controller direction will want to flip because the camera kind of flips. So going up is a bit of a challenge. Passing the equator, can we do it? I don't know. Ouch. Yeah, so it's possible, but I want to find a way to make it easier to pass that zone of the equator, because like once you're up to the top or the bottom, it's fine, but once you reach the equator, it's like, how do you pass it? Well, going down is easy, it's going back up to the top of the planet. That's not very easy. I'll figure it out. I don't know if there's any blueprints that I want to show. I added the wireframe so that you can kind of see what's going on when you go through the planet. I mean, it's possible to navigate, but it's not the most easy. Like control-wise, you don't really realize how it feels. Like it feels like you're fighting against quite a few forces, because there are a few forces that you're fighting against. I think I've kind of gotten the controls down with torque and I mean with the momentum, like how turning, and it's like it's quite responsive, but it really feels like it's a spinning ball that you kind of have control of. I mean, you can't, well, you can turn quite precisely if you want, but I don't know, it feels right with the keyboard and the gamepad as well. Control-wise, I mean, I feel like I do have quite decent control over it, and I think feeling-wise it's pretty good. I might tweak the acceleration a bit, but I feel like it's getting better. To the bosses. Yeah, they don't have sounds yet because it's a different class than the bad guys, which was, I don't know if it was a good idea. Well, actually, I could show that on sheet. So, with the bad guys, it's all the same blueprint, which is kind of use the construction script a bit. So I can change I'll turn this down a bit. So I can change the bad guy type by just inputting something here, 1, and it becomes that one, 2, this one, and 3 was kind of, it's not done yet, so his model will appear when ready. And then I did that with the construction script, so I just made a integer bad guy type, had the options for the base mesh. They're varying weights because each one is heavier than the other. And then for the blueprints, it's still a mess here in the bad guy blueprints, but it was way worse before. I redid it and I decided to just use a switch to change the states from sleeping, smiling, frowning, and there's the fourth state when you touch, when they're knocked out. So I just had switches that chose based on bad guy type. So that way I could just have one blueprint that controls all the bad guys except one. And that way I wouldn't have to copy paste code and stuff like that as much. I really like this workflow. Oops. These select widgets are quite useful. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I would like to do beta testing, so if anybody's interested in beta testing, let me know. Because what's left to do is not much, because like it's basically the menus, finishing the sounds, the tutorial slides, the story slides, polishing, the particle effects, just really tying up loose ends. All the grunt work is done, except the UI. UMG doing like keyboard inputs is just such a pain in the butt, and I mean I have to do it, but I don't look forward to doing it. I wish it was easier. I wish there was just, you could do a hover command, like set hover, or why? That would just save so much time. So anyway, I'm gonna find a way to do that so that the keyboard controls, mouse controls, gamepad controls, and touch controls all work really well. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Oh yeah, also Twitter. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there's Sphoxie Game. It's at Sphoxie Game. If you want to like the page on Facebook, I think you just search for Sphoxie and it should be the first one that comes up. What else? If you want a beta test, it's going to have a few people testing for the feel and to find bugs and stuff like that. Just send me a message and then I'll let you know when it's ready. The minimum video card, I'm running it on a 460 NVIDIA GTX 460M graphics card, and sometimes it cuts in half because of the heat. It plays pretty decent, so if you think you can, if your computer can handle it, go for it. And yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah, so bug testing, performance testing. I would like somebody, if you have an AMD card, I would like to know how it runs as well. So just send me your specs and a message that you want to test, and then once I'm ready to test, I'll send you a message. It'll probably be in a week or 2 weeks maximum, depending on time, because I also have a full-time job, which is very draining. Alright, anyways, thanks for watching. Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Send me a message if you want a beta test. Ciao, guys.